speaking at event, you're giving your best insights and you're getting applause, but you're walking away with zero or no new paying clients? If so, you are not alone. So many coaches are leaving money on the table wondering why speaking isn't translating into sales for them. And if you ever try to grow your coaching business but struggling to get those paying clients from the room, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn every speaking engagement that you have into a client generation attraction opportunity that just doesn't feel salesy at all or pushy. And in fact, if you do it right, your clients will be waiting for you in the back of the room and wanting to sign up or wanting to learn more about how they can start working with you. And be sure to hit the subscribe button because I know 90% of you are coming to the channel repeatedly, but you are not subscribing. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get right into it. So today I want to talk about how so many coaches are having this unique opportunity to get onto the bigger stage. They have this opportunity to show up not just on social media. I know a lot of coaches are showing up on social media, but that social media grind and that showing up consistently every single day, it can be challenging and exhausting, right? You have to constantly thinking about, all right, so what do I want to post today and how do I engage them? Oh, there's no engagement. How do I actually resolve this? So there's a lot of going back and forth. And if you're not a huge fan of social media, then you kind of find yourself stuck in the place where, all right, I know I need to get visible. I know I need to be seen. I know I need to be out there, but exactly how do I go about doing that? And here's the problem. Most coaches think that the social media is the place, their go-to place to be visible, to be seen by their ideal client. But when you look at the culture and no matter which platform that you're on, when you look at the culture, there's just so much noise that's out there. And so it's really hard, even if you have the most profitable niche that you can find on this planet of Earth, you still find it very hard to attract the right clients to you, right? Because just the culture of the social media platform, there's so many of them and there's so many people scrolling around and you're not really sure exactly who is going to consume your content, which is why a lot of time in order to get those higher quality paying clients, you actually need to be in the right room with them. And this is where a lot of coaches think that, speaking is going to get them. They realize that speaking is going to get them to more clients, but it's not true, right? Speaking, it's a marketing tool. It's another marketing tool that you can have it for free. You can just open up your mic, turn on your video, and you can do the speaking for free. No cost, no strategy, no skill whatsoever, as long as you can speak, which you do it all the time with your client. But the problem is speaking is a tool, but if you don't know how to use it strategically, then you're ending up doing a lot of the free talk, free event, free podcast that lead you to nothing. Right? I mean, think about it. You have the ability to turn on the camera and use a microphone and start speaking. But are you using this tool strategically so that every time you speak, there's actually potential client coming in? So here are the 3 mistakes that coaches are making when they come to speaking. Number 1 is they're speaking for free without a plan. Speaking free isn't always bad. I've been on multiple different podcasts, hundreds of podcasts over the years. So I'm going to be totally transparent, be honest. When I made the mistakes of being on these free podcasts and speaking for free, but I didn't know where I was going to take people to. I didn't know that there's actually strategies of being on these podcasts so that you can actually leveraging other people's audience and turn them into your lead, your potential client. And so most coaches get onto the podcast or get onto these free summit or conferences for free, and they're giving out the value without telling their audience what their next step would be. So when you get onto the podcast without a strategic next step, is that you end up, a lot of podcast hosts would say, oh, well, where can people find you? And that's your hint. That's your great opportunity of offering that next step, that actionable next step, not just sending them to your website, because when you send them to your website, people get lost. And this is why you're wondering why you're not getting clients. Your next step might be, hey, if this is a topic that people like to hear more about, here's my calendar. Go ahead and book a call with me. And when you book a call right now, I'm going to give you X, Y, and Z. And so that's a better way of getting speaking for free, but you're actually getting a lead out of this. Mistake number 2 is I see coaches pitch everywhere without targeting. And so you'll see this very commonly, like there's a conference or summit that shows up, or people are asking, oh, I'm looking for XYZ speakers to come and speak at this event. And so you end up, first of all, you're sending your proposal to everyone. You're sending your valuable proposal to everyone. And in reality, these are not your best audience. These are not your best client. And so the important question that you want to ask before you even send your proposal to them is, who are my people? Who are these audience I'm speaking to? And I remember a couple of days ago, I was actually scrolling through a community where they're inviting speakers to go and speak at the event. And I scrolled through over 100 comments on that thread. And nobody asked a single most important question: who am I talking to? So when you speak, you can speak for free, but you wanted to make sure that you're speaking in the right room. Here's mistake number 3, that a lot of time coaches are not ready when the opportunity comes. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen coaches asking inside the community saying, well, I got this talk coming up. What do you think would be a topic to talk about? Or what do you think how I should go about doing this? Or how do I put this talk together? Now, if you're asking that question, that to me, it means that you are not ready for the opportunity that's in front of you. And this is what you want to do, right? You want to have a speaker bio ready. You want to have your topic list ready to go, and even prepare a media kit. And I know I said media kit. You might be wondering, okay, Michelle, what the heck is a media kit? So if you go to my speaker profile on my website at elevatelifecoaching.org/speaking, then you're going to see I have prepared a speaker media kit for anyone who's going to invite me to a speaking engagement. They have all the information they need. They have the topic that they can pick and choose from if they're not sure exactly what they would like to have me to speak on. Here are the options that they can pick. So instead of scrambling last minute and trying to put your talk together, what you want to do is you want to show up professional, like a professional. And in order to show up like a professional, here are 3 action steps. So grab a piece of paper and pen. Right now, you wanted to write down these 3 actionable steps that's going to help you to not only get onto the bigger stage, but actually speaking to get paying clients. Okay, so do you have a pen and paper handy? Let's get right into it. So tip number 1, or action number 1, okay, you want to be in the right room with the right client. Okay, so instead of pitching everywhere and sending your proposal to everybody, what you want to do is you want to find the target industry or target industry event where your ideal client would be hanging out. Now, for me, obviously, I'm serving coaches and entrepreneurs, and my specialty is in marketing and public speaking. Then what I'll do is I'll look for those industry events where I can show up either as a marketing coach or as a speaker success coach to talk about the storytelling. And so you want to identify exactly where your industry is at and start from there, because that's where your paying clients will going to be. Now, your question might be, okay, Michelle, that's great, but where do I actually find them? There's a couple of online places, and this is why I told you to write it down. So you're going to write it down. There's a couple of places online and offline, an organization that you can tap into, resources that you can use, or networking group that you can join. There's a lot of resources out there where you can find these industry events. Things like LinkedIn would be a great platform to find these events, connect with event coordinator, organizer. Eventbrite would be another place that I would look. In fact, in the past, I've gotten speaking engagement from Eventbrite and sometimes Meetup. Okay, so these are the 3 places online that you can tap into: LinkedIn, Eventbrite, and Meetup. And then there's also organization that you can connect with, joint membership, association, and conferences. Usually they have these event or upcoming announcements about upcoming event. Like, for example, I'll be speaking at the International Coach Federation New Jersey chapter, and they have regular event that's coming up. So you can always connect with the association or conferences where they're already hosting event within your industry. Now, there's also networking groups and mastermind that constantly inviting speakers to come and speak to their audience. And so what you want to do is you want to stop saying yes to all the free gigs, free engagement, free speaking engagement that doesn't align with your business goal. Okay, let me repeat that. So, which means that if there's podcasts that want every audience or every speaker to come, you're going to think about it and remember what Michelle said. Michelle said you can speak for free, but you want to speak strategically free, right? These are opportunities to get you in front of the decision maker, in front of the ideal high quality paying client, but you wanted to say yes to the opportunity that is aligned with your business goal. Okay, so that's action number 1. So comment down below. Let me know which organization that you're going to look into, or maybe it's an online, LinkedIn, Eventbrite. Where are you going to look into this week to find those speaking gigs so that you can be in the right room? So that was action number 1, being in the right room with the right audience. Action number 2 is you want to build a speaker toolkit so that you can get yourself booked fast. When someone reach out to me and say, well, Michelle, would you be able to come on this day? And here are the information. This is what the event is about. Are you available on that day? Guess what? I have all the speaker information ready for them to go, topic ready to go, proposal ready to go. I have my headshot, everything ready to go. And that's what a professional speaker would do. Okay. So when event organizer asks you for speaker info, don't make them wait. Do not make them wait, right? You want to create that first impression. And that first impression is you have all your material ready. So you might be asking, okay, Michelle, that's great, but exactly what do I need inside this speaker toolkit? So here are some of the items that you need to have in your speaker toolkit. Are you writing this down? I hope you're writing this down, right? Because I'm going through the list and I'm going to give you really quickly. So what you need in the speaker toolkit are, first of all, you need to have a professional speaker bio. Okay, not something that you use for your coaching business that you share with your ideal coaching client, because your coaching client is not going to be the same when they showcase it on their professional speaker event website. So you need to have a professional speaker bio. Number 2 is you need to have at least 3 to 5 talking topics that would demonstrate your expertise, that would showcase the value you're going to provide. Now, if you don't have anything put together and you're trying to figure out, okay, so this is a women's wellness event, or this is a women's empowerment event, and I need to come up with a talk, that's scrambling. And by that time, you probably don't have enough time to practice. And even when you deliver your talk, your energy is probably not going to show up to be your very best. So what you want to do is you want to do these ahead of time, have it prepared, and here are some of the topics that are my most requested. Now, again, if you go to my website, elevatelifecoaching.org/speaking, you'll be able to see how I lay it out. These engaging talk topics, or perhaps it's past speaking engagement that you have been on. What did you talk about there? And so you want to have that ready in your speaker toolkit. Now, one of the things I teach is signature talk blueprint, and this is exactly how I help coaches and speakers creating that engaging talk so that they would be ready anytime when someone invite or when they go pitch their speaking skills with them. So that's the second thing that you need in your toolkit. First one is your professional speaker bio. Second one is actually having the talk or topic that you would like to speak at this event, and that would demonstrate the value that you're going to provide to their audience, which is more likely to get you booked than not. The third thing that you're going to need in your speaker toolkit is you need to have a speaker one sheet. This is kind of like a white paper that you prepare for your business, for your proposal, for your service that you're offering. You want to have a speaker one sheet. It's polished document that event planner are going to look at and review. What do you have on that speaker one sheet? Obviously, you have something that we just talked about, your speaker bio. You have the topic listed, and you also maybe have some testimonial of how your audience feel when you're delivering the talk. And maybe there's actually a video that you can link to. And if you're an author, you might even have a snapshot of what the book is about on that speaker bio. And again, if you go to my website, elevatelifecoaching.org/speaking, you'll also get a copy, an example of what that looks like. And this is also something that I teach to all my clients inside the Signature Talk Blueprint, because I created this blueprint just for speakers and coaches like yourself trying to get onto that role of acting up and showing up professionally as a professional speaker who are getting paid to be on that stage. So now, why does this toolkit matter? Well, the toolkit matters because your event organizer wants to work with professional. If you're last minute speaker trying to put things together, chances are they're having that perceived value of you're not ready, right? If you have to think about and wait and putting your speaker bio together, then to them, in their mind, they're thinking, well, I don't have time. I need to set up my agenda today. So if you are creating that first impression, you want to have everything ready, which will increases your chance to get booked and get paid for those events. Okay, so that's item number 2 is you want to have a speaker toolkit prepared. So what was action number 1? Action number 1 is you want to make sure you're in the right room with the right audience. Action number 2 is you want to have a speaker toolkit ready to go. Now, action number 3 is actually going to matter more for those of you who have a coaching offer or coaching service that you would like to talk about at the end of your talk. So a lot of coaches drop the ball on this one, because once you get onto the stage, coaches forget they're so inspirational, but your inspiration is not going to translate to dollars, right? So if you want a business that runs and attracting these high-paying clients, then this third action step is the most important step. And this is where I come in so good at, right? I don't just help you to create the talk. I'm also going to show you how you can sell on the stage so that you can actually turn your audience to clients. And so how do you do that? So every opportunity that you have, right, whether you're speaking for free, I don't like the concept of speaking for free. And so that's just for the time being, for the time's sake, we're just going to call it for the free event, right? Every time you speak at a free event, if you did the other 2 action steps right, if you got into the right room, in front of the right audience, and you also have the toolkit ready to go, then there's increasing opportunity for you to offer something very simple, bite-sized, something like a free lead magnet or checklist, a template that guide your audience that you're speaking to in front of you to the next step action. Maybe it's a simple guide, maybe it's a template, maybe it's something that you give away for free. And what that essentially will do is that you just capture a lead. And in marketing, we all know what that means, right? Because once you start nurturing that lead, and some point down the line, that lead is going to turn into your paying client. The other thing that you can do is you can also invite them to a free call. I've been to many speaking engagement where speaking and selling on the stage is permitted. So I would do a direct call to action. Hey, if this is something that you're struggling with and you would like to get more help to put your talk together, then give me a call, right? Here's my calendar. Go ahead and go to my website, elevatelifecoaching.org, and you'll be able to grab a free strategy call with me. And so you wanted to be clear that what your next call to action item would be. Nowadays, a lot of coaches have presentation put together, so you'll see them do QR code. Back in the days, we used to have these text to opt-in option. So I would be delivering the talk on the stage, and at the end of the slides, I would encourage someone to actually send me a text, and I would send them the free lead magnet. And so that's back in the day now. Now we're in the modern day. Now you see more of a QR code. Your talk should be always leading your audience to somewhere, right? Whether it's an email list, a discovery call, or maybe it's an upcoming workshop that you're going to offer, you always end your talk or wrap up your talk, especially for coaches who have a service or a coaching offer that you would like to get. For speaker, it's your opportunity to get in front of more people. Maybe it's getting more review from your audience. There's so many opportunities. Don't just walk away from the stage leaving people feeling inspired. Inspiration only lives for so long, right? Once they go home, the inspiration will be gone and they're not going to remember anything that you said. So always leave your talk with something that they can continue their connection with you. And some of the things that we talked about in action number 3 was to either offer them a free lead magnet so they can hop onto your email list, offer them a free strategy call or discovery call, whatever that you want to call it, and invite them to dive deeper with you on the call. And then you can also get opt-in, like whatever, maybe it's a workshop that you're coming up, maybe it's a webinar that's coming up. Speaking of webinar, now that you know these are the 3 steps, 3 mistakes and 3 steps that you're going to need to take in order to turn every speaking engagement into an actual sales, you are probably going to want to know, okay, Michelle, this sounds wonderful. This sounds great. I can finally say goodbye to social media and stop just playing the algorithm game because no matter what I post, I am not getting any traction. Or the clients who's coming to me, they're just not committed and it just takes so much work. Help me and get me in front of these people. I got great news for you because I am actually hosting a 3-day free masterclass on get high paying clients without the social media grind. Because I see so many coaches out there and they're constantly posting or they're trying to think about what they post and they're struggling to get that engagement going. And no matter how much they try, your audience size get capped at a certain number. I wanted to take a guess that it might be 200 because that's what I used to get stuck with 200. And it wasn't until I do this one thing that completely changed the way that I market my business. And you want to guess? Take a guess. Yep. Definitely speaking. And this is why I'm so passionate about talking about this topic, because this is how I got my business started and I want to show you how to actually do this. And I promise you, once you learn this, that social media posting and creating content is just going to be like a no-brainer for you. Seriously, a no-brainer for you. And you start by getting out there, having conversation, and you're getting paid to be in the right room in front of the right audience. And I'm going to show you all that in my upcoming 3-day masterclass, Get High Paying Client Without the Social Media Grind. And what you're going to learn is you're going to learn why exactly posting more on social doesn't translate to more clients. And how do you actually attract those high quality paying clients? And I'm also going to show you a blueprint of how you can get into the right room and in front of the right audience so that you can make this work. And just imagine by the end of that 3 days, not only do you have a blueprint, you also have a way of ditching that social media and stop being at the mercy of someone else's decision making. If they shut down, no problem. I have other way of attracting my clients. I'm going to link a sign up to the 3-day masterclass down in the description box below. So go ahead and click that link and grab your spot. And also comment down below. Have you ever speak at an event, but you're struggling to get clients from it? Let's talk about it in the comment. I'd love to hear. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so that you will be notified when my new episode comes out. I will see you in the next video.